Hi, I'm Patricia McNeilly, Twin Flame Body, formerly Twin Flames Merge. And I want to let you know, Happy New Year. This is a new year, new decade. I want to kind of let you have an overview and just remind you in 1,000 steps, 1,000 baby steps sometimes one step in front of the other to be here. And that really is no small thing because there've been huge things that have happened. There's been a lot of piddly little nitpicky things that have had to be addressed or taken care of. You're kind of over the threshold. Here's where the real fun begins because this is a year for happy relationships, better alignments, the opportunity for better continued improved health. Who can ever say that as they get older, they're continuing to somehow improve their health? And yet I myself am a living example. I work with people who have. Almost everyone I've worked with over the past 10 years has improved themselves, not just in one area of their life, but in several ways, especially if they continued with working the body. Now, what is it that I want to talk to you about in this video? So just to let you know, there is more. So a lot of people, you're going to feel like, you've been running that marathon when you kind of look back and you say, gosh, for 10 years, I was like doing this marathon. Yes, because we officially ended Karma in 2010, but it kind of started up for a lot of other people prior to that. The whistle blew. It was time to get off the playground, get here to Ground Central so that you could actually continue to do what you're actually prepared to do. So it's packed in you. It's packed in you. That's what the expression means when people say, well, you have everything in you, right? And you say, how do I unfold it? How do I uncap it? How do I get rid of like what I don't want if it's in me? How do I get more of what I do want? And that is what I teach people, because what's in you is actually your light body. But there's also something more. But wait, there's more. It's your other half. They're inside you. So like it or not, which I do hope that you like it, because some of this is intended to get easier with some effort, of course, because sorry, you got to put skin in. You got to be able to do some things so that you are capable, so that you're not floundering around with this. There's no more floundering really allowed. There is breathing, and that's a whole lot different than just floundering with something. Some people feel like they've just landed. Some people feel like they would like to get the heck off of this planet, or why are they even here to begin with? Why was I born through these people? Why am I here? You're here for a very good reason. And the reason is the same reason that everybody is here. You invited yourself because you were invited. You chose to be here. Now, that sounds kind of bossy, like, hey, you chose to be here. Well, you did make a higher choice to do this. And so the higher aspect does help this aspect of you right here, right here, right here, in the right here and now. So I have a few things to talk to you about. This is not only a new year, it's a new decade. A lot of people are looking forward to that. A lot of people had theme parties like the Roaring 20s, the Flappers. And I was thinking, yeah, what actually did happen? Well, first of all, women didn't have the right to vote, really. They had to finagle and manipulate and get their men to do things, or manipulate the men, until finally it was up to here. So I want to remind you, there have been things that have been pushed all along so that things could improve. That's just one example. You also have an example of, some abundance where things just seemed like the party was never going to end, and the party ended, and you had depression mentality. A lot of people have been getting themselves out of depression mentality. the war mentality, things like this, the harem mentality, the abuse mentality of being a victim. And those are no small things to overcome. Those are huge. But wait, there's more, because as you do that, it is where you are supposed to make room for expansion in your life and your love life. So I really wanted to cry all of the things that are said out there about this is not romantic, this isn't this isn't that. You would do well to review where you've been and all of those 1,000 steps you've taken over the past 10 years out of the old decade to be right here where you are. Don't lose that. Even if you're putting it behind you, even if you're closing the door, you should have some sense of pride well up that, hey, I did do things. Hey, I did, make some changes. Hey, maybe you didn't do everything. Maybe all you did was take a few baby steps. And for some people, that is huge. That's the hugest thing that they've been able to do. Why are people parked here anyway? It's so that they can overcome some of the stuff that has been absolutely daunting in other lives. Not only daunting, but detrimental or deadly. And I don't want to focus on that stuff. I want to focus on positive. I want you to be positive about things that are coming up here, because while it has been a big push, there have been things orchestrated so that things are very much aligned for you. Yes, it's time to educate yourself further. And I don't mean the education of astrology or card reading or something like that. Not every reader is a healer. Okay. In fact, a lot of them are not. That's not their fault. It's just not where they focus. And so it's time for your own personal empowerment. And that is what your whole objective in having a brand new body is all about. You're a part of this. You're a part of the entire setup. You're a part of what you've brought to the table here to share with others. Not for them to take, not for them to partake and park themselves inside you for a little bit, but for what you have brought. From which system, from which star system, from what place do you call home? And for some people, these are very simple things. They can be earthly things. You're bringing your grandma's recipes from somewhere. That's a very, down to earth type of thing. But when I say, but wait, there's more. There are parts of you that you still will be integrating, which quite frankly, it threw me off. And it's going to throw some people off, no matter how well-versed you think you are in this. You may think that because you've been watching videos for a couple of years, a few years, there are things that Twin Flames know that Deepak Chopra doesn't know, even though people ask him. There's a reason for that. Oprah doesn't know it. Phil Good doesn't know it. There's people that just don't know things. Why? Because they're not there yet. They're feeling some stuff as we disentangle from them. And yes, they're here to partake also of the opportunity to have the template of relationship. And I'm going to call it the template of love relationship, the template of romance, the template of the deepest stuff that you've ever been able to experience in your life so far. And that's saying a lot, because that's just kind of, I want to put to rest like the crap that people say about this isn't romantic. It's about a mission. Well, yeah, you'll feel like you're on a mission. Your mission is to put yourself together, because without that, you can't really do anything else. You feel kind of crippled. You feel disconnected. You feel like there's some kind of weird brain and heart disconnect. If you don't do it, you actually are, not focusing where you need to focus on. And even that being said, some of those things it's been a part of the setup. I mean, what if nobody went and set up the scaffolding? What if you had an event like Burning Man, okay? And you had nobody that set up some of the logistics about it? What if you had nobody that set up the kindling? What if you had nobody that set up the platforms, the scaffolding? Do you see what I'm saying? So you have been a part of this, even though you may not remember it. What about those people that have been what I call the first responders? You've been in some kind of, you're not in some nebulous area. You're acting in the capacity of helping, okay? That's your between incarnate lives. Some of you feel that, which is why some of this feels weird to you, feels a bit off. You feel like you don't want to be. You can read a lot more about it in my books. But there are things that you're able to do that you may not have even touched the surface of it yet. We're only at the tip of the iceberg because it gets more delightful from here. You don't believe me? Why is that? Because you're tired? Well, that's normal. You've come 1,000 steps through an old decade, through old stuff. You're closing the door on it. You do get to breathe. You do get to rest. You just don't get to flop. You don't get to flounder. Things are going to happen that require you to move yourself along. So let's talk about what are some of these things, okay? From 2020 to 2024, it is distinctly what I call angel time. It's time for that angelic side of you to really gear itself up, make itself known, let you know how things are, how they are not tolerate some of the baloney, not tolerate bad behaviors from people. Okay, I told someone this recently, you cannot unconditionally love bad stuff. You cannot unconditionally love someone who hurts you. You cannot unconditionally love someone who hurts your feelings. You unconditionally love yourself. So that's the kind of thing that's going to make itself known if it hasn't already. Because up until now, a lot of people are saying, well, you have to forgive, you have to forget. I say to hell with that. I say it's no longer time for that. And the good news is now you can get it fully removed. How? By joining, by participating, by finding out the ways through your body. Your body's like a self-cleaning oven. It wants to clean itself. It doesn't want those splinters in there. It doesn't want the shrapnel from the past. It doesn't want any of the heavy baggage. It doesn't want you to enable one other person. It doesn't want you to babysit someone. It doesn't want you to be taken advantage of. So let's get real about this, okay? Because for you and your true other half, you're not here to be that person anymore. Oh no, that's not what this is about. If you think you don't know the other side of being an angel, you need to find out and really have come through with some self-discovery, because it is quite delightful. The angel side of you wants variety. It wants spice in life. It doesn't want fighting. That's not, spicy doesn't equate with fighting. Although for some people it does. That's not how it is. The focus will be upon purging patterns, purging history, purging those things from your ancestry, the stuff. So this includes things such as, past religious issues. And I mean, this stuff goes way back into history. You will want to address this. That is because love, as you knew it, is ramping up, and it's going to purge out whatever has hurt you, plus being with the wrong people, okay? Being with the wrong people. What does that mean, being with the wrong people? Well, I'm going to do another video to kind of illustrate what it is that I refer to, but I'll kind of summarize being with the wrong people. Some of it could be as simple as an arranged marriage or a marriage that was a good idea at some point in some time, and you've had multiples of them. So has your twin flame. Two other people from your same soul group. And this is why some people feel like a comfy old shoe, comfy old slipper they can slip on. It's comfy. It's not deeply passionate. And this is why some people wonder, where did the passion go? What happened? This is why people who do marriage counseling, which is what some of the twin flame coaching has wound up being, it's winding up turning into some kind of, something that it's not really. Okay. We'll say, well, that's what happens. People get older, things happen, women go into menopause. I can tell you for twin flames, it's quite the opposite. You get the hots for each other from the heart. That's where it is. It's in the heart, and the heart will always desire its other. It's not the pangs of loneliness. So if you haven't found that balance point, it's time to come and see me. If you've suppressed and if you have sublimated love into other things, some people do that. Let's say you're a single parent. Okay, it's natural to do that. You say, you know what? I'm just going to give up on love. I'll just raise my kids, teach them right, do right by them. I'm going to be a good parent. What you're going to find is, it's going to be kind of weird for you because your child is also here on their journey. Which brings me to another point, the children. The children also are going to purge this stuff. It plays out differently in kids because kids act out. It'll come a time where they're just like it's got to explode out. And that child may be looking around for support or something. If your child's a little older, they may indulge themselves in drugs and alcohol to help with the visceral pain. They may pick up on those family patterns if they run in your family. So what are your choices? Your choices are you do you focus on you focus on what you need because then you help this stuff get away from you. Not only that, you help the love get in, which further lets you know how this really is. Not what others talk about it, where you have a direct experience of it. That's what I like to help people with, is you get your own direct experience and stop focusing on the closed doors. Stop focusing on the things that really aren't going to help you, like getting a junior psychologist degree. That doesn't really work. It doesn't cut it. Not when you have a body that is so new that it doesn't want you to take all that baggage with. You can't carry that baggage for other people. You can't carry it for your kids. You can't carry it for your ex. You can't carry it for your friends. It's going to wind up dragging you down. It's going to wind up feeling like those old ancient mariner stories where they would find drowning victims. And you know what they would find? They would find cleat marks. Why? Because they would find that someone had climbed on that person's shoulders, submerged them just so they could breathe and survive. You get that sometimes with people. They're they're submerging you just so that they can breathe. Okay? They come and dump their garbage on you just so that they can feel better. Let's stop these patterns. Okay? Because like I say, this is a new year. This is a new opportunity, a new decade. If you've been out there following things, guess what's going to happen? Your inner twin, the twin within, is going to start rejecting things. That happens. People blow out little inflammations with it. They get urinary tract infections. They get little inflammations here and there. That's part of how the body burns it off. But that's only part. And you still have to treat your tissues properly. This body is the anchor for your really highest connections ever. Yeah, there's a bit of a swap out. You're swapping out this and you're pulling in that. And the key is get it to happen simultaneously, which is what I help people with. So all of the same things are going to happen. There will still be retrogrades and full moons and new moons. How would you like to know the stuff through your body without having to run for the cosmic weather report? I've gotten away from doing the cosmic weather reports on purpose because it's always going to be stuff. You need your 5D shield in place that helps you deflect some of this stuff. That's what you need. The solar flares, the EMFs, the, head buzzing, and the gut aches and the things that feel like your stomach wants to lurch. Some of this isn't pretty the way it happens, but there is an ultimate purpose so that you clear out what you need to. If you need help, reach out for the professional help, myself, to get you through it expediently. Expediently means quickly. Quickly, come on, speed it up. You got a place to be. You're here to be in love with someone. Actually, you're here to be with someone that you're already in love with because you made that choice together. And I don't want to hear comments about, but they decided this, they decided that. Then you're only doing it from the surface level. It's time for a deepening of what this is. Time for the deepening. 1,000 steps to get you here. And yes, a few more to get it deeper and higher. And remember the why. Why? Because everyone wants the good feelings. Of course we do. People don't look at videos because, they want to see everybody's pain, although misery does love company. You get a lot of commiserating out in groups. People look for answers, reason. People look for motivation. People look for inspiration. And I'm here to tell you that I've come through several near-death experiences. I have found balance. I've gotten my shields in place. That's what I call it, the shields. And I have also developed a practitioner course to teach other people, because what do you think is going to happen? More people are going to wake up. They're going to need to integrate the template. So let's get with it here, because some of you are going to be called up to help with this, to help other people, to help teenagers not have to go through so many soulmates and then scratch their head and say, did I really need to do that? Did I really need to get addicted to this or that? Did I really need to be abused? No. Because this is intended to get better and better with each generation. So if you are needing help with purging what has hurt you, if you're starting to feel or sense that somehow you actually do need a different approach, then come and reach out. The links are below. You can join my class. My class is on Sunday the 5th, January 5th at 9 a.m. Central Time. I have a class which is in 3 parts. It is a 3-part webinar where I'm talking about love is the new partnership. Okay? Love is the new partnership. You're partners. You're not flopping into old roles, old dynamics, ancient patterns. Okay? This is hard for some people to accept, but this is why some people do wind up feeling like, am I just treading water? No, stop treading water and start finding out what you can do, how to do it so that it gets better for you. Because I'm all about helping people feel better and empowered. Get rid of the pain, get to feeling better, feel in love, feel loved and supported. Not just by the universe, not where you just get random stuff, where it's highly personal and intimate. It's going to be time for a lot of you to be gearing up for the etheric touch, the real etheric touch that beyond any shadow of a doubt belongs to you. So thanks so much for watching. Check for the links below. I suggest doing my energy work. It helps you really cut through and get things where they need to be in a relatively short amount of time. You can click the link and see the description. For this energy, I do recommend the Psyche Body Session. What do I do in this? Well, this is probably the simplest way I describe it. I remove the shrapnel of the past. I pull the loose thread on the past. It unravels and it detaches. I tell you what to do in the next few days. And I had to learn to do that because people would be like, whoa, whoa. I'm helping to loosen whatever's been embedded in you. And what's been embedded, it could be as something simple as your twin has been told, you're a bad boy, you're a bad boy. Okay, it's simple stuff. But if it's in there, you got to dislodge it and get it out. No amount of talk therapy is going to get some of this stuff at the level it was created at. I'm that person. And I'm proud to say it because I'm proud to say that I've helped numerous people over the years, and I have it down to a science. As much of a science that love can be. Why, I mean, I recently saw someone got some grant money to do research on why does kissing, why this? Okay, yeah, it sets up a chemical reaction. But this is exactly what some of the narcissists know. They know how to cause a little chemical reaction in your body. Your higher twin flame body doesn't want any of that crap anymore. Nobody playing you. So let's get real about this. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Please subscribe. Remember that love heals using your twin flame body. Fresh starts, everyone. Thank you.